Hello, everybody. This is Jared, the non-alcoholic aficionado, and tonight we're going to be doing a podcast with N.A. Brewski. We're going to review the Blue Moon, the Not Just Another Story IPA by Go Brewing, the First Ride from Athletic Brewing, and the SaskaBerry Blonde by KittiePIG. So let's get started with the Blue Moon. Brewski, what's your take on the Blue Moon? I'm guessing you've had it before?
The Blue Moon has been my go-to beer, like simple beer, since I first found it.
Yeah.
Every single one of these has been better than the last. I was always a huge Blue Moon guy when I was still drinking.
Yeah.
And when it came out, I had to immediately go. I went to the
Cheers.
local store, the Blooms. Cheers.
Cheers.
I went to the local store and I bought out their entire stock because I was just so excited.
How many did you buy?
They had 4 6-packs, so 24 of
Okay.
them, almost full case. They gave me the case discount though, so
That's awesome. Yeah, I
that
did
was
the same
awesome.
when I first saw Blue Moon at Total Wine. Was the day that the Surly Outlook Good Pale came out, so I stocked up on both of those and went to town. And they're very good purchases. The Blue Moon's solid. Like same as you, it was always one of my go-tos when I drink regular beer, and having the ability to have it without the alcohol is fantastic, and it's really solid. It tastes just like the original.
Absolutely. I think it definitely has it's more orange forward than
Yep,
the
sure.
original.
Yep.
Some people don't like that. Some people do. I find that it really enhances the flavor. Like it has very, very enhanced flavor.
Yep.
Um, Especially the aromas. You don't get it doesn't have that, with all non-alcoholics, it doesn't have that alcoholic bitterness that takes the place of some of that flavor. It's just
For sure.
it's all what it's supposed to be, if that makes sense.
I agree. It's almost when I did my first review on the Blue Moon, I talked about it as like it's as if an orange slice had already been put into the beer when you taste the NA
Mhm.
version. Like it's got that orange essence to it.
That is a great. That's actually a great way to put it. That it does taste like the orange is already in it. And have you
Yep.
added like an orange to it yet?
I haven't tried that. No.
No, do
Have
it.
you?
It's just even better. Gives that full experience.
Yeah. Yeah. The Blue Moon used to. I don't know if they still do it, but they used to do variety packs with their alcoholic versions, and I stocked up on the winter pack when local liquor store had them for like $5 for 12. So I had at one point like 4 or 5 winter variety packs of Blue Moon that I had to chip away at for a good while because it was a lot of beer.
If they ever come out with a non-alcoholic version of the mango wheat, I don't think there will be enough room in my fridge for any other beer, to be honest, because that was like my number one beer.
Nice.
So just the fact that they came out with the non-alcoholic, the Belgian style wheat of just the regular was fantastic. It was I don't know if you saw on my page at that point, but I didn't shut up about it for 2 3 weeks. It was always on my page and everything. It's just
Yeah.
they should sponsor me.
I think in like Sierra Nevada came out with theirs. I know like some of the other big players are coming out with ones like Sam Adams. I feel like it's becoming more of a mainstay for these larger players to have an NA option, and I think it's only going to grow the space really.
I think that this year is going to be very, very interesting for the non-alcoholic space. There's something
Yeah.
about it seems like this dry January. I mean, I've never participated in dry January before because I didn't stop drinking until last February, but it just
Yeah.
seemed like there was something different about the way that this month felt. It felt like there's a huge amount of momentum in the industry. It feels like these big players are really catching on.
Yeah.
I was just talking about to somebody who kind of opened my eyes to another possibility. These smaller breweries are really, like I don't know if you can call them small, but like Bravas and Go and Athletic, and they're not really small, but those players that the smaller ones are trying to replicate. They're building this framework for the non-alcoholic community, for
Yeah.
the beer community, and we're going to start seeing some of these companies get bought up by these big brands.
Yeah, for sure.
Whether that be in a year, 2 years, because I know that they're keeping a very, very close eye on the industry,
Yep.
which I wrote about before, that the big players in the industry, whether that be a good thing, whether that be a bad thing, time will tell. But it's very interesting. It's going to be a very, very interesting year, I think,
Yep.
2024. But I love
Yeah,
the Blue Moon. I think
I'm
it's
excited to see what keeps coming out. I know you on your page you talk you post about all the new stuff, and it's almost tough to keep up with what's coming out there, and trying all the new things. So that to me that's exciting, especially given the fact that I've only been drinking NA beer for like 3-4 months. So it's all new to me, but seeing all the stuff on the Facebook groups and on Instagram makes it that much more exciting, because I feel like you're not going to run out anytime soon and stuff to try.
Yeah, absolutely. When I switched, so originally my account was an alcoholic beer account because I've been really getting into the craft beer industry for a while now,
Yeah.
a while at that point. And when I switched over to non-alcoholic, I was really worried that I wouldn't have enough content to keep it up for the rest of the year. And
Sure.
as I explored more and went to new bottle shops and talked to more people and met more people in the industry, I just quickly realized that there's a huge community.
Yeah.
Is it felt so special again. Like the craft beer industry, like I can imagine back when that whole boom started. I can
Yeah.
imagine it just felt like a community sense. There was new things to try. Everyone was talking about the different things coming out. And
Yep.
then it got saturated. And now two people from different states across the country, it's very unlikely that they'll have the same, you know, in their top 10 beers, it's very unlikely that two of them will match, or they'll
Yep.
even know about some of the local breweries and stuff that are around this people area. But with this industry, with the non-alcoholic beer, it's everyone kind of knows what each other's talking about. You talk about Go
Yep.
Brewing, everyone knows Go Brewing. You talk about Bravis, you talk about Athletic, you talk about even the new stuff coming out, like the Kitty Pig we're gonna try.
Yep.
Um, everyone's talking about it, which it just feels like it just feels great. It feels like it feels like a real community,
Yep.
which
I totally agree.
is great.
Yeah, and I think being a part of the Instagram crew that you invited me to, just seeing all the chatter, people going back and forth about things they're trying, and their feedback from working with providers and the brands. Like, it's just, there's so much going on behind the scenes, and going from no followers on Instagram to 400 in 2.5 months without a whole lot of effort. Like, it's just, there's so many people out there in the sober community and the NA beer scene that it's so like exciting. Because when I stopped drinking, I didn't do AA. I didn't have a community. I didn't have any friends that didn't drink. I didn't have any. My wife drank. Like, I didn't have anything, and I drank sparkling water and soda. So it was I didn't really have much to go off of. So now to kind of reignite this the community behind it, it's so exciting. So definitely like it, like what's going on.
Have
Should
you
we?
had the Brewing the IPA yet?
I had one. I got two of them at a bottle shop here in Minnesota like 2 months ago, and I drank the first one right away. And now it's been a long time, so I'm excited to try it again.
Yeah, I had this for the first time. Did I have it? I might have had it before, but I definitely. I think the first time I had it was at the Wallace Dry Goods opening. They
Okay.
had one, and I was like, okay. I love double IPAs. I
Yeah.
like them more than IPAs. I'm a big. I used to not be into IPAs. Cheers.
Cheers.
Just the aromas you get off this one, just like
Yeah.
they kind of hit you. The hoppiness
There's a
is
ton
very
of hops.
apparent.
There's a ton of hops going on. Did you ever try Hop Slam, the double IPA?
I haven't had that.
Well, it's a standard beer, but it was a double IPA that came out like this time of year and right around my birthday, and I would always get it, and it was like $16 a six pack. It was kind of outrageous, but
Mm.
it was solid. But this reminds me of that, just the level of hops it's got going for it.
Yeah, it's got Simcoe, Mosaic, and Citra.
Yeah.
Three of the big ones. I love the can art too.
Oh, it's
Just
awesome.
very,
It's like the graffiti.
very,
Very cool.
yeah, very
Yeah, like
Philly.
that. Where are they? Is this from Chicago? Isn't it?
Go Brewing. Um,
I think it's Chicago. Let's say on the can, maybe. Yeah, Naperville, Illinois.
yeah, I want to visit their tap room, but
That's a hike.
yeah, I would have to get a flight and everything.
Yeah,
Someday though, someday.
I think it would
Yeah.
be awesome to take like a road trip, just like take like couple weeks and just bounce around and see all the dedicated NA breweries and like document it. I think that'd be so cool.
That would be so cool. That would be cool. I know that Reduceaholic was talking about that. Shout
Yeah,
out him. Um, he's the guy. If you're ever gonna do that, talk to him because
yeah.
uh,
Because he knows
he
where
knows
everything
everything.
is, right?
He knows everything.
Yeah.
I actually met him at the Mindful Drinking Fest this past weekend.
Oh, cool.
Um,
Yeah, I saw you posting about that.
yeah, very cool guy. Very cool event. Um, it was cool. I got to try some new stuff. Got to talk to some people.
Cool.
Got to enjoy the weekend. I mean, I enjoy every weekend alc free at this point, but enjoy partying and karaoke and
Yeah,
tastings and stuff, all without getting a hangover. It's fantastic.
it's a wonderful thing, isn't it?
It
Waking
is.
up and feeling ready to tackle the day.
Yeah, it's just and I think right now with Dry January just finishing up,
Yeah,
you'll see a lot of people. You'll see a lot of the hype die down. But you'll also see some people just decide to keep going,
yeah,
and they'll if some for some reason the people that um end up sticking with non-alc, it just seems like everyone floods to talking about it online. Like they create accounts, they start to advocate, they start to really put their heart and soul into making sure other people know how good it is to not
yeah,
drink, which is awesome to see. I'm sure there are some people that just kind of do it and don't put it online, but it's amazing the influx of people when people are going alc free. What they put their mind to, and that's another big benefit of not drinking anymore is that you have that energy to put into it.
yep,
Um,
for sure.
which has been like huge for me. And it's just a scene that influences each other, and the more and more it grows, the better and better it gets, and the more options there are, and it's an
Yep.
ever expanding thing. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I think the one of the biggest influences for me to keep posting on Instagram, just because YouTube is kind of the focus of my efforts, but hearing the feedback from like Kitty Pig commenting on every post that they're affiliated with, or like Reduceaholic commenting and you liking things, like all the influencers and the people that are in the space, like encouraging you to expand your knowledge and expand your grasp on the topic. Like that's the cool part. Is it like you said, everybody's kind of pushing on the same sled, so to speak, and growing their awareness and the awareness for their
Exactly.
followers. Do you want to try the first ride?
Let's do it. First
Okay,
ride. The
I'm down for a start. What's up?
Everyone that I've talked to that when I mentioned the different stouts, I feel like they constantly are mentioning the first ride, and they're
Yeah,
like, "Oh, you haven't tried it? You haven't tried it?" And then I finally got convinced to order some,
yeah.
and I'm very happy I did. However, uh, unpopular opinion, it tastes almost exactly like the all out stout, but with coffee, in my opinion.
The all out extra dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it for sure. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, I haven't had a
It's
dark
good.
beer in way too long. So
It's
good.
very good. I always make sure I have dark beers in stock.
Yeah.
Have you had what are some of your favorite dark non-alcoholics?
The all out extra dark from Athletic Brewing was solid. I've had a few of those. The Lodge Life was one of my favorites. They're kind of the s'mores beer. I've had the peanut butter dark and the oatmeal dark from Bravos. I liked both of those. And yeah, I need to try the AleSmith Speedway. I know you posted about that recently, and that's on the radar. I need to try that one.
You do got to try that. Yeah, I just posted about that today. It
What
won the
did you
January.
get that from? Did you get that from their website?
Yeah, they had a deal going on a month ago when they like first released it that
Yeah.
you got free shipping. I was like, I had
Oh,
to hop on
nice.
that, so I got in the IPA. And I've just every time like I've wanted to go try the IPA, I've just been like, let me just drink a Speedway instead because it's delicious. So I haven't actually had the IPA.
Does that one have coffee in it too?
Yeah, the Speedway does have coffee in it.
Like, does it say like how much caffeine, or is it noticeable? Or do you like? Could you tell?
Um,
I don't think this one
unless
says.
you,
This has coffee.
I don't know. Let me see if I can look it up.
Yeah, no, it doesn't say on this one. But I think you're right. This is like an all out extra dark with coffee, like just straight up. Which I
Well, I
don't think
know
is a bad
they're
thing. I don't think it's a bad thing because I like that beer.
no, it's not a bad thing. No, not in any regard. But it was just I was very surprised when I first tried it, and I was like, it wasn't. It just wasn't too different, and which is actually All Out was the first non-alcoholic beer I ever had.
Oh
Well,
wow,
that's actually not true. That's actually it was the first non-alcoholic beer I had after quitting alcohol.
sure.
The first one I actually had was so one of the guys, my little in my fraternity, I actually had two littles, but the second one, for religious reasons, he couldn't drink alcohol. So
Yeah,
when we were always partying and stuff, I, um, I eventually got him like a 6 pack of non-alcoholic Budweiser, so Bud Zero,
sure.
and um, and he actually ended up not being able to drink it because he didn't realize, as most people don't, that there's still technically alcohol in it.
Yeah,
Just less than 0.05%. And so he couldn't drink it, so I did. I was never going to let a beer go to waste.
yeah.
And I actually enjoyed it. So that was the first beer that I ever, technically non-alcoholic beer that I ever had.
Nice.
But then the All Out was that first one after stopping alcohol.
I think the first I had was at a brewery, and it was the Bauhaus Labs. The NAH. I don't know if that's distributed widely, but it's like just straight up like a lager, pretty basic. Um, and then I took a long span where I didn't really have any NA beer, and then just like I said, just picked it up in like September or so.
I haven't had the Bauhaus, but there are a lot of really good other lagers on the market.
Yeah,
Um, some good. It's nice to find that simple. Sometimes it's just nice to find that simple lager or just simple ale that no nothing.
you have,
Like I love stout and IPA, but sometimes
yeah,
there's too much going on in there all the time.
yeah. I've been latching onto the lighter calorie options to kind of balance out having the standard NAs at 100 calories per. So the Partake Brewing, I'll have one of those if I just want to like sip on something and get the flavor of a beer, but not really 15, 20, 25 calories per. It's kind of nice. Um, it's a different experience though. It's not like having like a 100-calorie NA beer. It's just not the same. Still good though.
Yeah, but that's the same with leaded beers as well. It's
True.
very different from Bud Light and the alcoholic version of the Speedway. is like something like 300 plus calories.
Oh
This
my
one's like
God.
100, I think. Um,
Wow.
it's still a lot, but I mean, then it's crazy. These non-alcs like are typically under 100
Yeah,
calories, and which is you're just naturally drinking less calories when you drink non-alc because a
for
lot of
sure.
those other
Yeah.
things, as I was saying, like a Bud Light is 100 right there.
Yep.
Um, so it's just interesting. There's just things you just don't think about.
Oh, totally. I mean, when I was in college at my, drinking the most that I drank, I would drink all night and not think anything about it. And when you're drinking, then you eat more food that's probably not good for you. So it's like a compound effect of, all the intake. But back then, my early 20s, my body would, bounce back super quickly. I didn't notice it. I was just, it just worked, I guess. Not for the
Yeah,
best, but, yeah, I guess is what it is at that point. But
absolutely.
yeah, it's I similar to you. I was really into the craft beer scene when I did drink alcohol, and I was kind of at the forefront of the Minnesota boom in like 2012. The tap rooms were just opening. Like the first few breweries that were, the microbreweries were starting to pop up, and we took it upon ourselves my senior year of college to try as many as we could. So we were collecting 6 packs and keeping the boxes and caps and all that stuff. And um, yeah, it was really fun just to see what taste as much as we could. And now to be able to do that same type of process with NA beers, like it's cool to do to see what's out there and taste test it, And for me,
Oh, absolutely.
get it on camera.
Yeah, that I mean it's a unique experience, and we're in a unique position. People like you and I that get to be some of the first to really do it. Like, I mean,
Yep.
not really the first to do it, but like
Well,
the
if
first
you
of
think
this.
about the percentage, if you think about the percentage of like impact that non-alcoholic beer has on like the whole of alcoholic beverages or like beer in general, it's like a couple percentages maybe or like 1%. So you think about it, if we're at this stage of the beginning, you figure a year, 2, 3, 4 years down the road, it's going to be a larger percentage, and being in a spot like you and I where we can have influence on the market and getting the word out there about these, the smaller players, they're gonna grow and it's gonna become a big thing.
Absolutely, yeah, 100%.
Try to keep
Um, oh yeah, shall
good old
we?
fashioned kitty pig.
The one that everyone's been waiting for, the kitty pig,
Right there.
the highly sought after.
This is my last one. I might have to get some more.
Oh man, you've already gone through them already. I've been
Oh
trying to
yeah.
savor them. They're so.
I I had a hard time holding back.
I feel
I
that.
can put this up to my nose and I can smell the berries.
Oh yeah, dude. This one is like nobody really agrees with me, but like it's this like perfumey hit. Like it's
I
like
agree.
it's agent as like a perfume on somebody.
Yeah.
It's good. It's like a good smelling, but then even the taste too is just so. It's just so powerful. Cheers.
Cheers. You know
It's
what? I just
interesting.
thought of something. It's almost like blue raspberry. Like you smell like a blue raspberry, like a lollipop or like a sucker. That's kind of what it smells like to me. If that was a thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's very very berry. It's an interesting because at the forefront, it kind of you don't really taste anything, and then as it kind of travels down your mouth and into your throat, you start to get like hit after wave of berry.
Yeah, for sure. I hear you. I enjoy it. It's a unique experience compared to other NAs out there.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. This is very different, very unique, um, and I mean for at 40 calories, like this is a Very
And it's
flavorful.
a
It is one
16-ounce
flavor.
can. Too. It's a 16-ounce can too at 40 calories.
Yeah, it's crazy. But it is really one. It is really one flavor. You get that berry. You get that
Yeah.
SaskaBerry, which
Yep.
um is good. Like it does its job.
Yep. Agreed.
Very light, and it doesn't really and for how light it is. It doesn't really feel thin, which is nice. Like
That's
typically
true.
at this low calorie and this how light of a color it is, and it has depth.
Yeah, I agree. And the story behind it's kind of cool with the heavy metal bands and whatnot.
Yeah, Kitty and We Are Pigs band.
Yep.
I was listening to their music. It's heavy metal. At least the Kitty is,
Yeah.
and I mean they actually got some good stuff. So it's not
Yeah.
my go-to music, but
Yeah.
for somebody that go-to music it is, I'm sure that they would love to rep this.
Exactly.
Like that's so cool. Like that would be so. I'm actually like a rap and hip hop fan. So if like
Yeah.
like a rapper came out with a non-alcoholic beer,
Yeah.
that would be like that would be so cool. I feel like
I think I think T-Pain came out with like a liqueur. I don't know where I saw that or why I know that, but T-Pain has some type of like blue liqueur.
was it non-alcoholic?
No.
No. Yeah, I feel like every celebrity nowadays has some alcoholic
Yeah,
brand.
they do.
Um, but there are some celebrities that got their
Dave,
non-alcoholics.
David Guetta reps Liars. Did you hear about that?
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I found that out like a month ago. I think he just announced, or they announced it, or whatever, the sponsorship, because he's sober, so it's kind of cool.
It's really nice to see these celebrities kind of come out, um, and I mean, you don't really learn about them too much until you kind of get into that space. But it's nice
Yeah,
how many celebrities come out and talk about their alcohol free journeys, and then
yeah,
the ones that do end up going into, and I think it's a great opportunity to sell like a non-alcoholic, like Danny Trejo, his NA tequila. Sure he does very well for the industry. Just with his reputation, it's just a great platform to be able to do that if you want to. You don't have
yeah,
to.
definitely.
Um, but there's a lot of really, really good brands, and I'm very, very beer focused. In case anybody couldn't tell, but I got to try a lot of spirits and wines this weekend.
Yeah,
I was very impressed by a lot of them. Um, so the market's like definitely getting there. I know a lot of people say that the spirits and wine still have a long way to go, and I think they still have a way to go, but I think they're getting there.
yeah,
I think that all these companies are just getting very good at what they do.
yeah, yeah. Actually, the last two videos I've posted on my YouTube channel were a wine and then a mocktail video, and so my girlfriend she owns a wine bar. She's sober, but she still runs a wine bar down in New Orleans remotely, and so she knows everything about wine because that was her job. So we sampled some Gießen, a rosé and a Sauvignon Blanc, which is like her favorite stuff. And I was like there to assist, and she was basically just talking about everything that was going on. It was kind of fun. That was on my channel.
I did have the Gießen this weekend, and I did really enjoy it. I thought
They're
it was one of the
solid.
better ones. Yeah,
Yeah, it's good stuff.
absolutely.
Well,
What would you say?
should we wrap up and
Yeah.
thank
What
everybody
was your
for
favorite?
watching? What's my favorite?
Yeah. What do you think?
I think honestly, because I only had it the one time, and this is the second one I experienced, and I love the double IPA component or aspect of it. the Go Brewing Double IPA is my favorite from tonight.
I would have to agree. I think I
Really?
mean this is gonna sound cliche, but I think I loved all of them in different ways, and they're all
Yeah.
fantastic for the style that they are.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, that double IPA really stands out, really hits the spot.
It for me, it like it reflects upon what a an alcoholic IPA would taste like with the hoppiness and like the essence of almost like an alcoholic bite, like that bite you get. Um, it's good, but I mean, there's not the burn by any means, but you get the flavor profile of the hoppiness, and it really stands out.
Absolutely. Yeah. All great beers, all great alternatives to their styles and
Definitely,
good selection. I think we did a good one.
for sure. Well, thank you everybody for listening in. I know we talked for a long time. Hopefully, this was fun to hear from NA Brewski and me, the unofficial NA aficionado, and we'll get this posted out there for folks that want to take a look at the podcast style video we did here. Thanks everybody for watching. If you haven't subscribed, feel free to subscribe. If you want to watch a playlist of a recent videos I did, click over here. And if you want to subscribe, click over here. So, thanks everybody.
Bye.